February 21st, 2025. It's late. Most of the world is asleep. And somewhere inside one of the most secure cryptocurrency exchanges on the planet, a transaction is being approved. Routine stuff. A cold wallet transfer. The kind of thing that happens dozens of times a week at exchanges this size. Except this one is different, because the people who designed this transaction spent over a year building it. They studied every security layer, every approval process, every digital signature required to move funds. They mapped the entire system from the inside out without ever setting foot in the building. And in the time it takes to click approve, $1.4 billion disappears. Not stolen at gunpoint, not taken by force, signed away by the people who were supposed to protect it. This is the story of the Bybit hack, the largest cryptocurrency theft in human history, and the ghost army behind it that most people have never heard of. Let's start with what Bybit actually is, because this matters. Bybit is not some obscure platform. It's one of the 3 largest crypto exchanges in the world, based in Dubai. Over 60 million registered users across 160 countries. On any given day, tens of billions of dollars in trading volume flow through its systems. And like every serious exchange at that level, Bybit keeps the majority of its funds in what's called a cold wallet. Here's why that matters. A hot wallet is connected to the internet. It processes withdrawals instantly. It's liquid, fast, and convenient, but it's also exposed. Hackers can reach it. A cold wallet is completely offline, air-gapped, disconnected from everything. To move money out of a cold wallet, real human beings have to physically sign transactions using cryptographic private keys. Multiple people, multiple approvals, multiple layers of verification. It's the most secure way to store digital assets that exists. And it still wasn't enough. Because the group targeting Bybit wasn't a team of random opportunists. They were Lazarus Group. If you know that name, you already feel where this is going. If you don't, here's what you need to understand. Lazarus Group is a state-sponsored hacking operation run by the government of North Korea. Not loosely affiliated, not inspired by. Directly operated by Bureau 121, the cyber warfare division of North Korea's Reconnaissance General Bureau. A country under crushing international sanctions. A country most of its own citizens have never left. A country with rolling power outages and one of the most isolated economies on Earth. And somehow they built one of the most dangerous cyber operations in human history. Here's why. When you can't trade internationally, when your economy is strangled by sanctions, when you need hard currency to fund weapons programs and keep the regime alive, you find another way. Cyber theft became North Korea's shadow economy. The Lazarus Group is estimated to have stolen over $3 billion in cryptocurrency between 2017 and 2023 alone. Not millions, billions. Funding missiles, funding nuclear programs, funding a government that the world has tried to financially suffocate for decades. And in early 2024, they set their sights on Bybit. The attack didn't start with Bybit. It started with a company called Safe, a software platform that major crypto institutions use to manage multi-signature cold wallets. Multi-sig means exactly what it sounds like. Multiple private keys required to authorize any transaction. Multiple people must sign off before a single dollar moves. Safe was trusted. Safe was used by some of the biggest names in crypto, and Safe had developers. That's where Lazarus Group went first. Sometime in 2024, North Korean hackers compromised the development infrastructure of Safe. Not the front end. Not the user interface. The actual codebase used to build and deploy Safe's web application. They planted a backdoor. A piece of malicious JavaScript buried so deep inside the legitimate codebase that it was nearly invisible. It did nothing when ordinary users triggered it. It only activated under a very specific condition. When a whale, a high-value target with enormous funds under management, initiated a cold wallet transaction. Then it woke up, February 21st, 2025, Dubai time, late evening. A team of Bybit executives and security staff initiate what they believe is a routine cold wallet maintenance transfer. They're using Safe's interface, the same interface they've used hundreds of times before. Everything looks normal. The transaction details on screen match what they requested. What they don't know is that the interface they're looking at has been subtly altered. The malicious JavaScript injected months earlier has activated. It's replaced the legitimate transaction data with fraudulent transfer instructions, pointing the funds to wallet addresses controlled by North Korea. But on screen, everything looks exactly right. The signers verify the transaction. They approve it. Multiple people, multiple cryptographic signatures, every security layer functioning exactly as designed. And every single one of them signs off on a transaction they never intended to make. $1.4 billion in Ethereum. And staked Ethereum gone, transferred in a single moment to a cascade of wallet addresses controlled by Lazarus Group. The approval was the attack. What happened next is where it gets almost cinematic. Blockchain transactions are permanent, irreversible. There is no fraud department to call. There is no bank to dispute the charge with. The moment that transaction confirmed on the Ethereum network, the funds were gone. But Bybit's security team caught it fast. Within minutes of the transfer, alarms triggered. The wallet balance had dropped from approximately $1.4 billion to near zero. The destination addresses were unknown, unaffiliated with Bybit in any way. Bybit CEO Ben Zhou went public immediately. Within hours of the hack, he was live on stream answering questions. Bybit was solvent. User funds were covered. The company would honor every withdrawal. That call alone probably saved Bybit from a complete collapse. Meanwhile, Lazarus Group was already moving. They split the stolen funds across dozens of wallets. They used decentralized exchanges to swap tokens and break the transaction trail. They moved through mixer services designed to obscure the origin of cryptocurrency. They converted Ethereum to Bitcoin, then split it again, then moved it again. On-chain analysts tracked the funds in real time. Blockchain is public. Every transaction is visible, but visibility doesn't mean recovery. Watching $1.4 billion get laundered in real time across hundreds of wallets is like watching a school of fish scatter into open ocean. Within 48 hours, most of the funds were effectively untraceable through conventional means. The US Treasury, the FBI, blockchain analytics firms, crypto exchanges across the world who were sent wallet addresses to blacklist. It became a global manhunt, except the suspects were sitting in Pyongyang, completely beyond reach of any Western law enforcement. On-chain investigators managed to freeze approximately $40 million across various exchanges that cooperated with blacklisting the flagged addresses. Some platforms froze funds when the stolen ETH attempted to convert. But $40 million out of $1.4 billion is 2.8%. The rest, over $1.3 billion, is gone, in the hands of a government using it right now to fund one of the most dangerous weapons programs on Earth. Here's the thing that should sit with you after watching this. The Bybit hack wasn't a failure of Bybit's security. Their cold wallet architecture was sound. Their multi-sig approval process worked exactly as designed. The attack happened upstream, at the software level, at the trust layer. Lazarus Group didn't break into Bybit. They poisoned the tool Bybit used. They turned the security system itself into the weapon. And they waited. Months. Patient, silent, until the exact right moment. This is what nation-state level cyber warfare actually looks like. Not Hollywood hackers typing frantically in dark rooms. Long, methodical, invisible infiltration. And then one transaction. One approval. One irreversible moment. The cold wallet was supposed to be untouchable. They never touched it. They just got someone else to open it for them. Bybit survived. They covered the losses. Within days, they had restored their ETH reserves through emergency loans and OTC purchases. The Lazarus Group moved on. They always do. And somewhere right now, there is another target. Another long infiltration already underway. Another team of security professionals who have no idea that the tools they trust have already been compromised. The question isn't whether it happens again. The question is who's next.